Hi Year 7. This is the instructions for the second part of your We Will Rock You project. So again, we're going to be working in BandLab, so you need to go in and you need to log into your own account using your school email address and the password that you set up last week. When you get in, as usual, you will come to your classroom. It will look very similar to how it looked last week, and the first thing you've got to do is find your work. So we go firstly to View Assignment here with the green button next to it. And when that loads, it doesn't really tell you very much. It's this button here you've got to find that says Open in Mix Editor. That will go back to where you were last week, or yesterday, or whenever your last lesson was. And it will load up with what you created. Again, it's got the instructions there. I'm going to close them because I want to see more of the screen. So here we've got the blue section, the vocals, which were there when you first loaded it in, and the red section is the drum kit rhythm that you did last lesson. Just to check, there's the drum kit rhythm that you created. So now we've got the beginning of the song absolutely fine. Today's task is to start recording the melody. So that's what they're singing, but we're going to play it instead on an instrument. And we're going to concentrate today on the chorus, which is the bit, if we look at the lyrics, we can see it's the bit that goes, we will rock you. And it does that twice in the chorus. The section that we're looking at is labelled chorus, and we can see that we can move our cursor along to number 9. That's where we're going to be working. So we're going to be recording in this third track here that's labelled instrument. So as usual, we can click the instrument and that will bring up, this time, a keyboard. Okay, now on the keyboard, if I click the notes, it will make the different notes that we need. Okay, and because I want it to be in the easiest place possible, we need to just move it up so it says octave 4, and then we've got this here. Now the letters that we've got on this keyboard are not the letter names of the keyboard. This is just so that you can play on the keyboard of your laptop or your computer, and it will play like a keyboard. So if I start from Z here, I can either click it with the mouse or I can press Z on my keyboard, and then I can go up all the notes that are there. Okay, today we're going to be playing this section which goes, we will rock you, which has got 4 different notes. And the 4 different notes are here, G, which we play with a B, that one, this one, and then back to this one. So again, we will rock you. Now it might take a few times trying to record this before you get it right. Okay, so to start off with, just have a practice. Again, it's, or if you're going to play it on the keyboard, it's going to go B, G, C, X, C, C. So if I'm going to record, I need to press the record button. And for some of you, once you press the record button, you'll be able to play on the keyboard and that will work absolutely fine. For other people, you might have to click back on the keyboard while it's counting you in, which is going to take a bit of practice because it's quite tricky. I have to do that on mine, so I'm going to press record, then I go back on the keyboard, and then I will be ready to play. So here we go. And that didn't play because I didn't click it, okay? But you heard there how it's going to work with the 4-beat counting. So here it is again. I'm going to press the record button. This time I'm going to remember to click onto my keyboard, and hopefully this will work. Here we go. So start recording. And it does it twice. Okay, I'm going to press stop because I have finished. And you can see, if I close this up now, that there's a track there. And if we look at it, it's got lines in it which show us the notes that I've recorded. And if I listen back to it, I can mute this one. This is what the M's for. I can mute it. And now all I'll be able to hear is the drums and the part that I've recorded. Now lots of you have used the quantize function on GarageBand or Logic. And if I double click this box that I've just recorded, I'll open a box that looks really quite familiar. Okay, so the first thing I can do is I can highlight everything on there by drawing a box exactly the same as what I would in Logic or GarageBand, and I press the quantize button. And you can see that everything just moves, so it's a little bit tidier. Then I can listen back to it and check again whether any of my notes are in the wrong place. That sounds quite good. Now when you've recorded yours, if it doesn't sound like this after you've quantized it, you can compare what you've recorded with this one on the video and see where the problems are. It needs to be lining up with the same numbers, and then it will be correct. Okay, so that's that section. I can close that now with the X in the corner, and there it is. Okay, and then if I look through the piece, I can see that I've got a chorus here, and I've got a chorus here. So I'm going to copy this and then put my cursor where I'm going to want the next one and paste it in. There it is. And then again, put it there, paste it in. And now I've got my instrument part along with the vocal part. The idea of this project is that by the end there'll be none of this blue part left. So I'm going to show you now quickly today's extension task. I think most of you will have time for this. And this one is to add a track, this button here, and then we're going to choose the voice or microphone setting. And now I've got a track which I can just sing into. I'm going to need to put it in the same place. Make sure that's exactly on the number 9. There it is. Okay, and this time, hopefully, it will be able to hear me singing. So I can again press record. We will rock you. You can see there that it's recorded something in there. We'll talk more another day about how we can make that sound better or worse. Okay, but again, you might need to do that a few times before you're happy with it. So if I just click on it and press backspace on my keyboard, it will disappear, and then I'm ready to start recording it again if I'm not happy with it. Once I've got one that I'm happy with, I can click on this one and I can delete it, and then I'll have the original verse, but my new chorus that I've created it. And that is the end of your second lesson's work. By the time you've finished, we should have 3 choruses. 1, 2, 3. Some of you might be able to manage the ending as well, because that's really quite similar. And you should have an instrument part, and some of you as well should have the voice part where you've sung the music as well. Good luck. Again, if you have any problems, just email your music teacher and ask for some help.